Hey guys, Purple Photography here, and back with today's Friday video. So for this week's video I thought we'd do something a little bit more light-hearted than usual. So instead of another tutorial or top 10s, I thought I would comb through all my old hard drives, so I've got 3 here, and look back at some of my worst edited pictures. The reason I title this video Photoshop Fails is because all these pictures that I'm about to show you have been edited with Photoshop in some form. So as a photographer and retoucher, Photoshop is something that I use quite a lot with my images. So I'm at a stage in my career now where I don't think of images final until it's been through post-production. So I will spend up to 6 hours sometimes editing just one image. And these are some of the more worst examples of what I've done, more when I was in my experimental stage of Photoshop. So this is just a quick disclaimer before we start. I'm not actually taking the piss out of any of the models that happen to feature in these photos. I'm literally just taking the piss out of my own post-production skills. So I'm sorry if anyone that actually featured in these photos just happens to come under fire to my really crap Photoshop skills. Just to put that out there.
Photoshop fails.
So I've got my laptop here. I'm going to start off old school with some still life. So this particular one that I've got up now. So this was like I said, one of the really old ones back from 2014. So actually I was subscribed to this magazine. I can't actually remember the name of it. But there was a tutorial in there involving one of those drawing mannequins, so this is what I've got here. And it was actually holding a bulb, and it showed you how to add the light and the bulb in post-production. So, me being me, I tried to copy or do my own spin on it, and this was the final result. And I was so proud of this at the time that I used to actually edit most of my pictures with this online editor called PicMonkey. I think it's still called that. I used to have my own little copyright to the bottom. That was actually on most of my college portfolio, and they nearly laughed me out of the room. Luckily they didn't. They still let me on the course. But yeah, so as you can see, the bulb has just been dropped in there. It's not even properly blended in. There's bits around it that have not even been erased properly. I was actually really proud of this at the time, so I uploaded it to Facebook and made it my cover photo on my Facebook wall, and people just commented, "Sorry, I don't get what it is." And then after a couple of hours, I finally realised that it wasn't that great. So this is definitely a fail. Okay, so these next two are actually part of the same series, so if my little sister's watching this, I'm sorry for embarrassing you. But these are also back from 2014. So these they're actually part of the same series. So I was initially inspired by an image by the photographer Miss Nelia. So this image here. She's still one of my favourite photographers to this day. So I thought I'd create my own version of these images by getting some bird pictures that I'd shot by myself and getting my sister to pose in this little dress and adding the wings in post-production, which has clearly been done very badly. In fact, these images are so bad that you can see where I've tried to change the colour of her dress. So this dress she had on was actually a teal colour, and I've gone and made it a really shoddy green and orange. In fact, the orange is covered all over her legs and all over the tree. Yeah, these pictures were so bad, and even the bloody composition of them is awful. But it's what makes me laugh the most is the actual cutout of the wings. So they're not even blended onto her back properly. You can see where I've just tried to soften the brush around the edge to blend it in a bit more. But no, these are awful, and like I said, I'm sorry to my little sister for embarrassing her. Okay, so this next one I'm just actually embarrassing myself. So this is actually some self-portraiture I did back in 2015, I think this one was from. So I saw this on a tutorial online of this, like a little girl with a cracked face, and I thought, oh, that'll be really good. So I just downloaded some random cracked image off Google, which is clearly well under. Yeah, the actual cracked image is so blurry, it's ridiculous. And then I just added some random peely bits in there, and I just thought I'd stretch it all over my face and rub the areas back out. But yeah, this has been done really bad. I did actually at one time put this in my portfolio and put it on my Facebook page, but after a couple of months of it being on there, I took it straight back off. I just realised how horrible the editing was. So yeah, this is definitely a fail in my books. Okay, so this one is my little sister again. I don't actually remember what inspired me to do this one. So this is back in 2014 again. So it was clearly a lovely summer's day, and I decided, hey, why not try and blend the grass so it looks like she's pulling up. And as you can see, the end result was awful. So I'm sorry for embarrassing my sister again, but you can't really see her face in this one. Yeah, no, I really don't know what I was thinking with this one. Like, just the blending of the grass around where she was clearly holding some sort of blanket or sheet. It doesn't even blend in with the grass very well at the bottom. Yeah, no, this is just absolutely awful. Yeah, no, definitely a fail. I'm sorry. Okay, so this next one we've got a little bit of self-portraiture again. So, yes, this was me back when I was 17, I think. So I was doing a self-portraiture project in college, and I was practicing my levitation Photoshop skills. The actual end result ones were a lot better than this. So all I'd done in this one is I was clearly sitting on something, so the pose isn't that great. And then I tried to, what makes this photo even worse is I tried to add shadow at the bottom, which ends up just looking like a puddle of piss underneath me, so I just look like I've myself while levitating in the air. So yeah, this is definitely a fail, and I'm really glad I didn't end up handing this in as one of my final images. The composition's not even that good, so I've cut half of my head off at the top. So yeah, just an epic fail. Okay, so this next one, viewers might not even be able to tell what's wrong with it straight away, so I'm just going to show you the original image. So this is a before and after. So all I've done is cloned the fabric of the skirt to make it look like it's blowing in the wind, and this has clearly been done really badly. So this was actually part of the same project as the lady with the owl on her arm. So by Photoshop all the way around. I did hand this in as one of my other final images as well, but luckily this one didn't actually land in my university portfolio. So yeah, really bad execution of the clone tool right there. Something that I'd never do, or try not to do as badly now. But yeah, this is definitely going in the books as a Photoshop fail. So this last one is probably one of the most recent. So this was actually from my second year of college. So as part of a self-portraiture brief, which you can clearly see, this is my face. I decided to do some sort of makeshift mask. There was actually a series of 3 of these studio images, but this one was definitely the worst. The other 2 I still kind of like today, but this one is just an epic no. So yeah, you can just see where I've just cut out the bit of my face and really added a really shit shadow, and then just got these random knots off of Google Images, and then I've even gone as far as to draw with the paint tool a line that is supposed to be the mask string going up to my ear. It's just so bad. There's nothing actually technically wrong with this photo apart from the post-production, so the actual lighting and everything is fine. I did actually use it. This is when I'm just getting more into studio photography. But yeah, no, the post-production on this is so bad. Yeah, definitely wouldn't do something like this again. Or if I did attempt to do something like this again, it would not be this bad. Okay, so this last one is actually from my first year of university. So I was doing, this was my first advertising campaign, and I was doing it for just sunglasses. I didn't really have a client, so I didn't know you had to have one back then. So this was actually part of a series which were all cloned really badly. So I did actually only get 52% for this, or maybe even lower than that, I can't remember. I'm talking about 2 years ago now. So that is really bad when it comes to university grading. But yeah, as you can see, the bottom of the sunglasses have just been cloned in really badly. The shadow doesn't look really that consistent. The sand is all cloned in really badly around it. I did actually like these images when I first did them, and then I got my grade back and I realised just how bad they were after reading the comments by the teacher. So yeah, these came straight out of my portfolio. I was like, there's nothing that can be done to save these. This just has to go down in history as one of those. You need to learn your lesson. Yeah, no, this was definitely the worst out of all of them, I have to say. But yeah, lesson learned. Don't do a really bad job with the clone tool again. Okay, so that is actually it for this week's video. I hope you had as much fun as I did just seeing my past work. And if you like the content of this video and would like to see more like this, then be sure to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, to tune in first for next week's video. And with that, I'll see you next week. Bye!